Okay, in this video I want to go ahead and show you without a doubt that the Shroud of Turin is a hoax. It's just a joke. It's a complete cartoon once you look at it. I'm going to show you a couple of things first to kind of retrain your eyes, because what happens is in this place is they'll show you something and they'll give you a big story and they'll put music together. And so that you understand what I'm trying to tell you, each number is associated with a color, and that's associated with a feeling. That's subconscious. That's been trained to you through everything that you come into contact with that is made of the world. So therefore you have a subconscious Rolodex. And when they put these stories out, the combination of number and the words they use trigger your mind to construct a false reality in your head. Lucky for you, there's millions of other people within that false reality simulation. The problem is that those of us who are not part of that simulation that you choose to be part of, that deception, still have to live with you and your ignorance. So the sooner you understand that you're being lied to at all times, the sooner this will end.
It is a piece of pale ivory linen with various slightly darker markings. Is it really the image of Jesus Christ moments after his crucifixion, as many believe? Are the stains really his blood? Well-publicized carbon dating tests say no. Rather, that this 14-foot length of cloth is a very clever medieval forgery. Rather, that this 14-foot length of cloth is a very clever medieval forgery. Rather, that this 14-foot length of cloth is a very clever medieval forgery. Rather, that this 14-foot length of cloth is a very clever medieval forgery. But recent information has raised serious doubts about the accuracy of the carbon dating. Scientists are again pressing their attention to the old question: is this an image of the crucified Jesus? Since the 1400s, the shroud has been taken out of its silver box many times. Since the 1400s, the shroud has been taken out of its silver box many times. Since the 1400s, the shroud has been taken out of its silver box many times. Since the 1400s, the shroud has been taken out of its silver box many times. Since the 1400s, the shroud has been taken out of its silver box many times, draped over balconies for royal weddings, and stared at in wonder by countless pilgrims. The shroud first appeared in Europe in 1355. 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 It was well known during the worst years of the Black Death, when huge crowds stood in line to see it. When Gutenberg perfected the printing press.
Okay, I will go ahead and blend in an image of what's called Unuset. This would be the grandmother of all the fake gods, i.e. Lucy in the sky, the female, the old lady. They talk about it being an old man. It's an old lady. The woman, the whore. All right. So you can see that that is actually a representation of that. Not of Christ. You see that now, right? What's on top of her head is called Uranus, or Uranus, which would have been above what's called Lucifer, Satan, or Saturn. Let me go ahead and show you that. So then in this painting, you see that Lucifer is deballing stealing the family jewels from Uranus, which you see that that's all happening outside of the loop. You see inside is the constellation ring. Inside of that is the grid or the matrix. Inside of that, oh, by the way, that matrix that you see, that grid, that's your 88 that you're looking for. That's your swastika. That's your infinity, infinity, infinity. That's your wheel within a wheel within a wheel. And then within that wheel, that deception, do you see it? You see the earth right in the center. And then you have this modern day witchcraft. It hasn't changed since this time. This same group is in charge now. They've only changed slightly their garb. This is modern government, Western government, if you want to call it. It is Rome. It is everything in charge now. They all work for the woman, the one who has stolen the crown. If you want, you need to put this into a story. Do you need it as a story to understand it? So the woman steals the birthright. She runs the place. It's a hell on earth. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. This also ties into the acacia tree, which... Okay, I wanted to take the time to break in here and just show you these pictures. The hanging man, or what represents the 21 or the 777, the man in space, hung. All right, you're tied to the world, to the tree, tied to the tree of life. Here in the mirror opposite reflection world, which is death. So you are eating from the tree of death. You can see that this Mason, who is pretending to be a witness to the JFK hoax assassination prank on the entire world, is hanging his 41. That is otherwise the lamb or the dead sheep that is worn by kings on their necklace, in the place of what you would see at the bottom of this one. It's a hard word to say, but it's the fountain looking shape that on the New Orleans Saints helmet. That's on, it's a mirrored picture actually, which is two sides, so it represents your six, or your planes of space, your 6 planes of space, up, down, north, south, east, west. This woman is part. That is the tree. Now you're looking at the position of Bina, which would be on your left-hand side up, or the number 3, or understanding. You come in for understanding, but you have no wisdom. You think you understand things because you are shown something and given a story. And then you say, okay, yeah, I'm going to believe that. Let's look again at this. Let's look at a few things that are not right, okay? Let's start at the face. First, look at the forehead, and I will bring in what you're looking at, which is the 3. Been understanding, the fallen light. This is who you're worshiping. These liars have created a hoax, and they're giving you all the proof inside the hoax to bust them. But you like the story better than the proof. You like the story, so you don't look. Let's keep going. Okay, now let's spend some time looking at the chest area. Notice that there is a box or a cube there with a design. It looks a lot like you'd see on the Saints football helmet, but what that is it's the spring coming out, the tree of life. All right, so you can see that, and then put on who it really is. And then look at those womanly hips that you see at the bottom there as well. See, that's not a real picture, but it's a drawing or a fabrication of an idea that we've been talking about since the beginning of this video, if you paid attention, right? The woman. Now, one last place to go ahead and prove it. Your 88 or your 888 going into the swastika is your reality, which is in all directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. North, south, east, west, up, down. That is your reality within the triple eights. If somebody's talking about double eights or they're keeping you within the lie system, you know it's a lie by the number. Reduce it to the root. So, once again, the last point I'd like to make and prove to you is look at the hands. That is a representation with the arms going up at the 90s. That's creating the pentagon that you have seen not only in the POW tape that I showed you, but also with McCain when he has his fake arms hanging forward. He's a fake POW. It's guarding the area that would be covered by the apron. These guys, these Masons, think that by an apron, sin is covered and therefore they will be redeemed. They have no understanding of what grace means. They think by works, by just creating a hospital here and there, they're gonna go ahead and get into heaven. Look at the hand sign. It's a hanging, the hand closed here with the four fingers and a single thumb. That's your 41 or your 14. Double 7 going into your 5, or what? Man-made. Okay, in this picture you see that the false witness in the picture holding the same stance with the bent pipe in the background. That goes back to the Mars hoax. You can find that in when the Elvis impersonator goes up with that bent pipe they sent us. It's always the bent pipe. It's the 7. It's the 2-ball cane. You do see that now. Now you can look at this and see for a fact it's a hoax. Thank you. Have a great night.
Hey, that was a real good show, Dave. Can I show him what I found?
Yeah, go ahead, Pompo. Show him that. That's a real good catch right there. Real good.
Yeah, let me also show you who I found out who the Shroud of actually is.
You mean you found out who the Shroud of Turin is actually pretending to be? Yeah, let's go ahead and see.
Okay, here we go. I'll blend in the photo. Let's get rid of the interloper. Okay, everybody, better grab something to sit down on.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm ready. All right, go ahead and show us.
Okay, here it comes. Sorry, guys, but it's Mario. Evil Mario.